I do these readings to check in with the energy so we can have some wisdom and guidance on how we're navigating a change in the wind. All right. It's a 12 card. 12's reduced to 3, so it's time to create something new. The winds of change are here. I've been having a lot of this expression, this energy coming through. Felt it in the wind when I've been out. And certainly, I think in our world, we can say we are dealing with some significant changes. And so a change in the wind is coming. It's time to move on from what you once knew. This black and white thinking, like we have here on the zebra, it's a little bit more than that, right? It's about creating that balance and being able to move towards something new that wants in for you. Hello, my name is Sharmaine, and welcome to The Current. What current energy is coming through for a message for you? So whenever you see this reading, it is meant for you. To complement this reading, I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot, and we're going to see, look at the energy that you're in. What's your soul's message? Why are you going through this? Why have this change in the wind? What can you expect to come in? Where have you been? What's the foundation of that journey? And finally, what's your next right move? Well, we can see that the current is changing. And so it's time to pay attention. 3 is asking you to create something new. It's time to do. You've been sitting on a creative project. It's time to get moving towards that. Or you may need to pivot. Let's see where you're at. All right, this card represents you. Wow. Well, that's good. When you've been in the 10 of Swords, that's what you want. Yeah, things have been rough. Like an old identity is going away. This is the card of like rock bottom. So what's happening underneath this, like, and we can see the dawn is coming up, so that's good. The change in the wind. It's about time your luck changes. The moon. I'll need to pull a few more cards, but I'm thinking, right? We've got a new moon in Cancer coming up. Perhaps that's where the change is coming in. You're going to see into your shadow a little bit here. Where have you been? What have you been going through? Oh, truth. Ace of Swords. There's a truth. There's a truth that you've had to accept and take in about how you got here. How you got all those swords in your back. Sometimes we want to say it's everyone else, but you don't kind of get laid low by the 10 of Swords. The swords are air energy. It's your thoughts and ideas and beliefs. So there's certain things that you tried, you did, situations, people, I don't know, engagements, adventures, and they weren't for you. They weren't for you. And you've outgrown, right? Like, so you're done. You're done with this whole identity, this way of being in the world. And now you're ready for that change, right? That change in the wind. Okay, what are you looking at? Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so lots of endings. We've got 10 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles, right? You're really looking to stabilize yourself financially. You are also looking at what have you built? Where have you come from? Who is your family? So that new moon coming up is in Cancer. So a lot of questioning about your roots and the foundation under which you sit. What's coming in from Spirit? Oh, the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. I'm curious if that's a soulmate energy. It's definitely asking you to look back over the course of your life and think about the decisions that you've made that have led you to here, because and it's rooted in this, right? What did you learn from your family about money, about the stability that you continuously play out over and over again? You got some shadow work to look in there, to look inside, because you have an opportunity for a soulmate to come into your life. There goes Kiki. But you don't want to play out old patterns, right? We're not playing out old patterns. It's time for a change. So there's some new kind of soulmate energy coming in that may be triggering some of the old patterns, but you've learned a new truth about who you are. Let's see what your soul lesson is. I'm going to look at the bottom here. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, very solid. Like, if it's not good for me, Queen of Pentacles, learning how to keep your money for yourself, learning how to take care of yourself, learning what's good for you, knowing how you are abundant. That's been a truth you've had to learn, because when you didn't know, it left you vulnerable and not in a good place. Your next right move, oh wow, Ace of Cups. Mm-hmm. So I pause because this soulmate is on its way in. Don't know who that is. It's a change. Soulmate energy can be a lot of things, but this does have a hint of something that speaks to your heart. You need to get clear on what it is you want based on your lessons from this. Okay? You know what you don't want, and you certainly, if you don't know, you know what doesn't work. And you know you don't want to end up here anymore. It's time for this to change. I mentioned shadow work with that moon that's coming up in Cancer. That's a new moon, so typically not about release, but about planting new seeds. But I am seeing in this reading, you've got some shadow work before you can plant those new seeds. What's happening under the moon star? Yeah, it's time to do that healing work. You're ready to come out. This heart, this love of yours is ready to flow again. It's time to turn it on. Your creativity, your joy. It's time. You've been through the ringer. It's been rough. Been hanging back in the shadows, but really you've needed to heal, but it is now time for you to come forth and shine your light. There's another card of healing. Four of Swords. You've got your spiritual practice. You've got your meditative practice. If you don't have that, I encourage you to find one and make a comment, post a comment. I'm happy to create some content on how to meditate, how to develop spiritual practice, if that's something you're continuing to work on, so that we can follow those signs, our intuition, and to take in those lessons of the past. I'm going to take one more off the top. Wow. So this is what you're healing. 10 of Cups, right? We've got all this ending. 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is happily ever after. What does that look like to you? Healing notions of fairy tales, healing notions of things that might look good on paper, but have absolutely no substance, right? That's the hard truth, that you've had to cut away those lies. You've had to sever many relationships and a lot of your own beliefs and desires for things that just don't serve you, right? We're into serving ourselves now, or what's good for ourselves, not in a narcissistic way. I don't think so. Not with this 10 of Swords. You didn't get there from that. So healing what it means to be happy. What does happiness look like for you? But you figured that out. And 7 of Wands, this is boundary work. That's by having good boundaries. So yeah, definitely got a change in the wind. Got one more on here, and learning to follow your intuition, right? Listening to your guides. That's it. It's about having that spiritual practice, about going into your intuition, about knowing where your shadow is, learning how to integrate that. Again, if that's not something you are familiar with, have good practice with, want some more tools with, again, I recommend please put that in the comments, because I am in the process of creating new content for you all. So let me know what you're interested in learning. But yeah, it's time to put that down. I'm not seeing 10 of Wands. That would be the completion of this cycle. And so that means you're carrying on a burden somewhere, probably under the Six of Cups. Let me go peek really quickly under that Six of Cups and see what might be living under there. Got the Knight of Swords. That's some kind of rash energy. Seven of Cups. Rushing into things. Rushing into things. Oh my gosh. Have you done that? And did that leave you? Yeah. Not in a place that was in your best interest. Queen of Wands. It's a passionate energy. Knight of Wands. Ooh, lots of Knight energy. One more. Eight of Swords. Yeah, looking before you leap. That's what you've done. This one wants out too. Yep, the Devil. Not being able to recognize this. Not being able to recognize the Devil. Hot, passionate energy. Queen of Wands. Knight of Wands. Making decisions very quickly without spending the time to really reflect and take your time. And this looks sweet. This looks innocent in the past. And then it wasn't. It wasn't. But that's not going to happen for you anymore because you've done your healing work, right? You've looked at your shadows. What were the belief systems that caused you not to be able to identify this, that made this look like love? Yeah. And that's your next step. Ace of Cups. Very curious what the truth was that you had to learn here. The Ace of Swords. Five of Pentacles. What do you deserve? What's your worth? If someone pays attention to me, that's good enough, right? That Knight of Swords. They show up. If it shows up in my life, it must be for me. If it's super attractive, fiery, passionate, it has that kind of spark. I love it, right? Those sparks burn bright and fast and hard, but they don't stick around. And then it reaffirms this belief of, see, I'm not really worthy. And so I need to change. I need to be better. No, not at all. It's just our choices, right? You've got the Seven of Cups here, learning the difference. And you're going to have another test. It's coming through. Six of Cups, a change in the wind. Now, it's only going to work if you change. If you practice what you've been learning. Ace of Cups. That's your next right move. The Hierophant. It's commitment. The commitment and tradition energy. Six of Swords is the energy of moving on. And Six of Pentacles. Do not commit yourself to situations that are imbalanced. Okay? If you're giving more than you're receiving, you've got to go. Move on. And if you commit to something quickly and find out you've committed to something you didn't realize was a devil, you need to get out of it immediately. But this is a test of discernment. And you know the answer to what's good and what's not good for you based on what's in your heart. All right, so that's it for this energy pull. I'm going to go ahead and look at this message of a change of a wind, see if there's anything additional we need to see here. Again, that was a 12 card, so that is about creation and creativity. I'm definitely seeing something around a love relationship. I also never saw the Ten of Wands, so I'm very curious. I'm going to look one more time under this Ten of Swords. I wonder if that's still there. If not, it's out there. It's your baggage. You're dragging it around. Page of Wands is moving on. You're done with the past. You're ready to commit to things that are really good for you, that nurture your soul. And that Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot. You're on the move. Ten of Wands. Could be that something is difficult. Maybe it's not so much baggage, because that change of wind is you're moving into the headwinds. You're making that turn. You're turning away from things that were not good for you. You're not doing that anymore. And you're making those difficult decisions that in the long run are going to be way better for you, make you much, much happier. So yeah, this is a card. It says here that we want to resist change. We want certainty. But the only thing that's guaranteed in life is change. Things are going to be difficult. Anything else? Relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with one another. and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the relationship. These rough seas offer opportunities for growth. So your whole situation is to push through. So I don't see that 10 of Wands here. I believe that lesson is still coming before we finally get all of those tens and move on to that new cycle, right? 10 brings us back to the one, and we go in that wheel of fortune turns, and then we level up and we get to go through another cycle. And so this is a little bit of a difficult period as you solidify your spiritual practice. Listen to your intuition. You've done your healing work, learning to set good boundaries. And your goal and your task now is to follow your heart. So you're now letting your heart lead and not all of this fiery passion, right, to make your decisions. So good luck with letting your heart lead you. And I look forward to our next connection.